Hello, hello, and welcome once again to Cryptic Corner, where we explore the unexplained, the supernatural, the paranormal and hidden, the mysterious, the alien, the accursed, and the forbidden. I'm your host, Miss Bumblebee, and today's episode is going to be a haunting one. It's been a minute since we've had some ghosts. Well, not too long. I think we had CCTV footage back in October. This is January now. That's a long time to go without a little haunting in your life, especially from an ex-paranormal investigator. But part of that's maybe because I'm more jaded about ghosts and don't believe in them very much. But maybe you do. Maybe you're into hauntings. I think the hauntings have a lot to do with psychological priming. But you let me know after we watch this and wade through this episode. Oh, there's my alarm telling me it's time to start Cryptic Corner. So, without further ado, let me make sure that this is set up with the right audio input. Yep, headphones. All right. So we're going to dive right into... Should be diving right into the untold story of the haunted Shawnee Amusement Park. So... this is being brought to us by the Mystery Archives today.
When a young...
Mystery Archives, storytelling of the mysterious and paranormal. I cover unexplained, real paranormal cases, eyewitness accounts of the supernatural, and much more. And they got, a whole slew of haunted buildings and possessions and stuff like that. So, they had a lot to choose from, but I was specifically looking for amusement parks today. Actually, you know what? Ironically enough, I was looking for amusement parks today because I was going to do Clown Core. I was going to do Clown Core this morning, but I didn't get up early enough. So, you all get Pirate Winch with big old boobies. Yes, I'm a Pirate Winch. That's how I'm rolling today. But we're going to explore Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. And we'll look at it on the map too in a little bit. But let's get started here first. Let me know how the audio is.
Amusement parks are meant to be the bastions of joy and wonder, where families can escape the stresses of everyday life and immerse themselves in a world of thrills and laughter. However, there is a haunting undercurrent that lurks beneath the surface of these seemingly innocent playgrounds. Abandoned amusement parks in particular possess a palpable sense of unease that permeates the crumbling structures. And
remember what I said at the very beginning here as we moved through here about priming yourself, right? So if you prime yourself that you're going to have eerie feelings, that you're going to be uncomfortable when you get to this place, or there's going to be vibes. Vibes are the paranormal investigation grift special sauce. Vibes are easy. Yeah, I doubt that because the cold spots are you hear that a lot too, but those are vibes as well. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell your fortune at this carnival.
And overgrown landscapes. The Shawnee Amusement Park in West Virginia stands as a testament to this unsettling phenomena. Once a bustling hub of entertainment, this forgotten site now exudes an eerie and foreboding atmosphere. Its dilapidated rides and decaying buildings serve as a stark contrast to the joyful memories they once held. The park's troubled past, marked by tragedies and misfortunes, has imbued it with a sinister energy that seems to linger like...
The problem with theme parks in the mid-20th century was that they hired unskilled labor to... They hired unskilled labor to run them and operate them, and some of the stuff was poorly designed. I mean, they were innovating these whirling, swirling machines for to be run by basically like local yokels, and to be maintained, the maintenance on them and the repairs and everything. Yeah. Ooh, thank you for the $2 super chat. James Nordoff said, pretty sure Scoob and the gang already solved this one. Was it the clown with the watch thing? Was that the one?
A specter among the shadows of its abandoned grounds. Whispers of the scariest amusement park in the world and tales of its haunted nature have only added to the allure and trepidation surrounding this forgotten place. The juxtaposition of the once vibrant and smiling faces of the past and the current state of neglect and decay evokes a weird feeling, as if the very essence of the park's former life has been consumed by the darkness that now shrouds it. This unsettling blend of the past and the present, the light and the dark, creates a deeply unsettling and captivating experience that continues to draw in those who dare to venture into its forgotten corners. The Lake Shawnee Amusement Park harbors a dark history. Nestled in Mercer County, just a few miles from Princeton, this once vibrant hub of entertainment now sits abandoned, awaiting for the next round of guests to brave to enter the haunted structures within. The land where the park was built has long since been a burial ground for the Shawnee tribe, with archaeologists estimating that the site may hold remains of as many as 3,000 people. This profound connection to the past would prove to be a harbinger of the park's troubled future. In 1775, a family of white settlers known as the Clays, consisting of the father Mitchell Clay, his wife Phoebe Belcher Clay, and their 3 children, Bartley, Tabitha, and Ezekiel, moved into the remote area and established a homestead directly over the Shawnee burial ground. This act, which disregarded the sacred...
So, we have in the ancient burial grounds, ancient Indian burial grounds, which is often at the root of all this nonsense.
...nature of the land would set in motion a series of events that would ultimately lead to the park's downfall.
It did.
Clay's arrival and their
sounds like causation without correlation without causation necessarily. That I don't mean to jump right into this. We're like 3 minutes into a 28-minute video, but there's gonna be a lot of that where it's just linking a bunch of events. If you have historical records of any location for long enough, you're going to you're going to have a lot of like negative events that you can link all together and say every place is cursed.
Respect for the Shawnee's ancestral resting place did not go unnoticed by the local tribe. Tensions escalated, and the Clays soon found themselves embroiled in a violent conflict with the Shawnee, a clash that would leave its indelible mark on the land. The echoes of this tragic history would reverberate through the decades, shaping the dark and unsettling aura that now envelops the abandoned amusement park. The tribe, angered by the desecration of their sacred burial ground, repeatedly warned the Clay family to leave, but they defiantly chose to ignore the warnings. In August of 1783, a group of native tribesmen descended upon the Clay homestead while the father was out hunting. The Shawnee warriors proceeded to brutally murder the youngest son, Bartley, as he worked in the fields, and then scalped his lifeless body. Tabitha, the daughter, was tracked down and viciously stabbed to death. The oldest son, Ezekiel, was not killed outright, but rather kidnapped, dragged away from his home, and later burned at the stake in a horrifying display of violence. When the patriarch of the family returned home to find his children slaughtered, his thirst for vengeance was immediate and unrelenting. He gathered a posse of other settlers and set out to hunt down and take out several of the Shawnee tribespeople in a bloody act of retaliation.
I can overlook a lot of linguistic slips, but preferberate? Yeah, I'm not sure what the definition of preferberate is. I think maybe it was supposed to be reverberate, but preferberate is a fun word in and of itself.
The haunting legacy of the Clay family massacre would linger over the area for years. casting a dark and ominous shadow that deterred most settlers from venturing anywhere near the site. The tragic events that unfolded on this land have infused the abandoned amusement park with something ghostly, as if there were spirits of the past still lingering, unwilling to relinquish their hold on the once vibrant.
It's them vibes again. Always gotta be the vibes, guys.
But now forgotten grounds. By pure coincidence, the land where Conley T. Sneedo chose to erect his amusement park in 1926 harbored a dark and unsettling past. Unbeknownst to him, or perhaps disregarded, this very soil had once been stained by the blood of the Clay family, brutally massacred by the Shawnee tribe in retaliation for desecrating their sacred
Prior to berating a Furby? Maybe. That sounds logical.
burial grounds. Initially, Sneedo's venture seemed innocent enough. A simple affair with swing sets, a Ferris wheel, and a swimming pond, catering to the families of coal miners flocking to the region. However, as the operation expanded, adding a dance hall, concession stands, a swimming pool, motorized rides such as bumper cars, a roller coaster, and then paddle boats, it was as if the amusement park was built upon a foundation of darkness. For a time, the park thrived, a vibrant hub of laughter and joy, with patrons blissfully unaware of the gruesome history that lay beneath their feet. Yet the land's thirst for tragedy seemed insatiable. A foreboding sense lingered.
So, I mean, can you see what I mean about correlation without causation? So there's just this whole tract of land that used to be where the Shawnee lived, right? And this is just one little patch of it. Like, you can look at a map and see what the old Shawnee territory used to look like. And you can see what, so the correlation between this specific isolated location where this carnival is, it's just kind of silly.
Like a specter lurking in the shadows, waiting to cast its sinister veil once more. In the 1950s, the first incident at the park unfolded when a young girl's life was abruptly cut short on the circular swing ride. As the swing hurled at breakneck speed, a truck,
It wasn't quite that advanced of a swing. We'll look at it.
carelessly backed into its path, causing the girl to collide violently against it. Her fragile body no match for the unforgiving force. This tragic event cast a shadow over the entire atmosphere, and the harbinger of darkness that seemed to linger within the park's very foundations was making itself known once again. In 1966, the park's thirst for tragedy was quenched once more when an 11-year-old boy, his
The park's thirst for tragedy. Nom nom nom.
youthful spirit filled with wonder and excitement, ventured too close to the park's murky pond, only to become ensnared in a drainage pipe's unyielding grip.
That sounds like some dinosaur Adventureland nonsense right there. Got more people popping in. Good morning, Scott Duke. Good morning, Secular Dave, Pastor Huckleberry. Good morning, guys.
His cries for help went unanswered, and it wasn't until over a week later that his lifeless body was discovered, the pond's depths having claimed another innocent victim.
How much depth can a pond actually have? I mean, most ponds are only a few meters deep.
These high-profile incidents weren't merely the tip of the iceberg, as whispers of other unsettling occurrences began to circulate. Tales of a man who plunged from the dizzying heights of the Ferris wheel, his motives unknown.
We'll look at the Ferris wheel too, don't worry. We're going to get all up in here.
To the accounts of 6 tragic deaths during the park's years of operation, as told by the current owner, only added to the feelings at the park. In the wake of the young boy's drowning, the Shawnee Lake Amusement Park shuttered its gates for good in 1966. The crumbling structures and overgrown landscapes that now stand as reminders of the park's troubled past.
Well, I'm sure it was an insurance issue. Probably had a hard time getting their insurance company to cover the location after a couple of deaths. Maybe build a fence around your pond. Looking at earlier pictures of this, though, it looks like there was a lot of water activities, like in ponds. Like this was an old-timey amusement park, so they had a lot of stuff that was more rustic, I guess, like water slides going into the lake and things like that.
A past that seems unwilling to relinquish its hold on the forgotten grounds, casting something ominous over the now abandoned site. The park's descent into abandonment was a haunting spectacle. Its once vibrant attractions reduced to rusted, decaying relics that pierce through the overgrown landscape like the skeletal remains of
that doesn't even look like a theme park slide. That looks like a just a regular playground slide.
long extinct creatures. The site lingered until 1985, when Gaylord White acquired the land, harboring ambitions of resurrecting the park's former glory. However, his efforts were met with resistance, as if the site's troubled history deterred visitors from embracing its revived allure. Despite White's endeavors, the amusement park failed to recapture the magic of its heyday, and after a mere 3 years...
Did we get damn show Raiders? I didn't know Chris was going this morning. I did not know that. When was that?
It was forced to shutter its doors once more. In the wake of its failed revival, the land was transformed into a fishing lake and campground.
I had an interesting experience.
Yet the park's crumbling
there it
ruins remained, their presence serving as a grim reminder of the tragedies that had once unfolded within its boundaries. Whispers of otherworldly occurrences began to circulate. Tales of ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena were told in the local bars and on internet message.
Well, I mean, but any small town has, especially about abandoned places, has ghost stories and stuff, right? I mean, there couldn't even be like old bridge pylons next to my little town without having ghost stories attached to them.
Boards. The park's ruins stood as a haunting testament to the complex interplay between human ambition and the lingering echoes of the past. A past that seemed unwilling to be buried. The abandoned grounds of the former Shawnee Lake Amusement Park seemed to be a magnet for paranormal occurrences, and the tales that emerge from its crumbling ruins do not disappoint. Visitors often report an unsettling sensation of being watched.
There we go again. It's the vibes. And that's a lot of religious stuff hinges on vibes, too. It's always about, and we're going to get into that later on in this show, too, but in the next segment where we get weird with it about the Enochian stuff. But it's easy to cultivate vibes. It's easy to fabricate vibes. It's easy to prime yourself to experience vibes. So vibes are not, as much as people like to talk about them and the chills and everything, as much as they like to talk about them, they're the worst type of evidence is vibes.
Followed, as if unseen eyes linger in the shadows. Sudden waves of panic or overwhelming dread wash over some, leaving them with a feeling that defies rational explanation. Chilling accounts speak of disembodied hands pressing upon shoulders, or the feeling of being pushed or tapped by an invisible force. Objects have been known to move on their own accord, defying the laws of physics, while shadowy figures lurk among the deteriorating rides, adding to the park's sinister
I don't think there's much left of the deteriorating rides in this place.
ambiance. The swings, once a symbol of childhood joy, now creak back and forth in the absence of wind, as if propelled by unseen hands.
Have you tried spending the night in the cemetery, Scott Duke? I think that might be the ticket. Spend the night there. Maybe bring yourself a little stove and make some marshmallows and hot cocoa. Get your sleeping bag. Yeah.
Orbs of light float through the overgrown weeds, their ethereal glow beckoning the curious and the brave. Small child-sized apparitions have been...
Wait, we got Will-O-the-Wisp out there, which, yeah, let's look at this place real quick, since I'm talking about it. So Lake Shawnee. Right there's Lake Shawnee. And there's the amusement park. And you can see here's the... I don't know which one of these ponds the kid perished in. But it would have been one of these. Let's see how far down we can get in here, though. So we can get pretty close. Let's start up here. Okay. So there's a big fence around the place. And you can see some of the structures and stuff across the way. We're gonna go. See, it's not very big. It was like a small town amusement park. Let's see if I can get around over here on this side of it. I may have to pull back out and see. No trespassing, of course. Oh, here for the brie flavored vibe, says Ember Bellrad for $2. Thank you so much, babe. Love ya. Thank you for bringing your A game every week on the transpositions too. Ember is, my friend and co-host and co-producer. Love ya, babe. Can I get in right here? I'm trying to see how I'm going to be able to break into this place to... Yeah, I can jump that cattle guard on my bicycle. I'll build a ramp. Jump right over it, and I'll be into the carnival. Now, but there's somebody who does a tour of this place in a minute that we're going to watch. So let's get back to the video.
Reported dashing among the rustling hulks of long-forgotten rides, as if waiting to turn in a ticket for one final time. Even the spirits of the land's original inhabitants, the Native Americans, are said to make their presence known, with shadowy figures skulking about in the darkness, their whispers carried on the wind. The sounds that permeate the abandoned...
Bree's vibes taste like victory. I hope so. It's late night from Mr. Mark Reed. East Arkansas and Mississippi cemeteries can be very spooky. I like a forested cemetery. I like when there's big oak trees. What? Yeah, we gotta stay awake now because we're telling ghost stories.
And in park only add to its creepy feeling, with a disembodied laughter echoing through the stillness, as if the ghosts of children still linger, frozen in time. Whispers seem to come from directly behind people, sending chills down the spines of those brave enough to venture into the park's forgotten corners. Shouts and strange chanting, perhaps in a Native American language, have also been reported.
Perhaps in a Native American language, perhaps, but they don't know. Language, you just stick around because we're going to talk about language here in the next segment of the show. Language is going to come up, and I don't even know where to begin. You'll see what I'm talking about. But let's stick with the haunted carnival ghost for now.
Perhaps most unsettling are the accounts of those who have captured photographic evidence of the park's paranormal activity. Numerous visitors have been shocked to discover ghostly figures or shadowy apparitions lurking within their photographs. Whispers echo through the abandoned grounds, tales of a restless spirit bound to the very swings that once brought her joy.
So that's one of the ghosts. Like it's like I love you, John. It's like the people leave offerings on these swings, on the swing sets, right? And it adds to the creepy atmosphere and it helps prime you to the thought that there's a little girl ghost running around there.
It is
lo
here,
and behold,
amidst the rusted frames and tangled vines, that the ghostly presence of a young girl lingers, her essence forever tethered to the tragic moment when her life was cut short. The White family, in their pursuit to resurrect the park's former glory, unknowingly invited...
You missed it. It happened before, but one of the deaths was very much in line with the...
Yesterday I dropped...
Oh, I keep hitting that wrong button and open up Chris Mallard stuff. One of the kids drowned in a pond, just like the Dinosaur Adventureland. So clearly haunted by the IRS, no doubt.
Did this haunting specter into their midst. They acquired the original swing set, unaware of the dark history it carried, and inadvertently provided a conduit for the girl's spirit to manifest. Those who dare to venture near the swings often recount several weird encounters. A single swing, marked by a crimson ribbon, seems to beckon visitors with an unseen force. Yet it is the adjacent seat, adorned with an owl ornament, that appears to be her favorite haunt. On days when
imagine
the
the
air
ornaments
still,
are changing pretty regularly. I mean, this thing's been sitting abandoned for over 30 years now.
Owl seems to sway and dance, as if propelled by an invisible breeze. Visitors have reported feeling an icy chill caress their skin, or the weight of an unseen entity settling.
Ghosts love to swing. I've noticed that. It's almost like things that the wind can do, ghosts can do too. There's always this correlation of, if the wind can blow it, it could be a ghost swinging it too, right? Especially when you're doing this stuff outdoors. Evangelicals love kids so much they can't even bother to watch them after they're born.
Beside them, on the swing's weathered plank, some have even claimed to hear the faint echoes of childlike laughter, tinged with a melancholic undertone, carried on the wind's whispers. These unsettling occurrences have left many questioning the boundaries between the realms of the living and the dead, and wondering if the girl's spirit remains bound to this place, forever seeking the joy and innocence that was so cruelly stolen from her. Also lingering with the abandoned park's confines is the restless...
That kind of looks like the surface of Jupiter. Neat.
Spirit of the young boy, whose life was also tragically cut short, but by the murky depths of the lake.
Yeah.
His ghostly presence seems to wander the grounds, drawn particularly to the front entrance.
I wonder if the owner of the park at the time went to the hospital and handed out business cards for the park at the hospital where the boy drowned. So I hear that park owners do that. Like if someone drowns in your theme park, you go to the hospital where the kid was taken and you pass out your theme park business cards. That's how you do it.
As if driven by a compulsion to safeguard visitors from the fate that he could not escape. Near the lake's edge, a simple white plastic pinwheel affixed to an old ticket booth appears to serve as a conduit between his ethereal realm and the world of the living.
I wouldn't expect a plastic pinwheel to last very long either.
This unassuming pinwheel exhibits an ability to move and spin without the aid of any discernible breeze. Its movements, controlled by an invisible force, seem to...
Called the wind. It's a pinwheel. It's a pinwheel, babe. The invisible force has a name that moves the pinwheel.
Respond to the beckoning of those brave enough to engage with it. Witnesses have told chilling encounters where the pinwheel's rotation accelerates, slows, or halts entirely in response to spoken commands.
Okay, just to clarify, this is a pinwheel. There's an invisible force making it spin at different rates, and sometimes not making it spin at all. What could that force be, Hive? What would you call that force that's outside and acting on a pinwheel? What would you name that force?
As if the little boy is answering their questions, or simply acknowledging their existence. Along with the apparitions, another phenomena has been experienced in the park as well. Voices echoing from realms beyond our comprehension. These chilling recordings, captured by the intrepid poly gear of mountaineer ghosts.
Ooh, are we talking EVPs now? Of course we are. Don't give Hoban ideas. He'll probably try to market it as a Holy Spirit or Holy Ghost, yeah.
Offer a haunting glimpse.
I would feel bad for any child forced to haunt Dinosaur Adventureland. Oh my lord.
To the unseen forces that linger amidst the decaying structures. One such encounter occurred when gear ventured to knock the weathered siding of an abandoned trailer. The silence that followed was shattered by a gruff, disembodied voice that seemingly commanded them to please leave. The ominous utterance sent shivers down the spines of those present.
Okay.
As if the very spirits of the park were issuing a warning to...
Y'all know how I feel about EVPs, right? It's pareidolia for your ears. Because you can listen to something. If someone tells you what it says, someone says, if you listen to this, it says get out. When you listen to it, you can put that get out over top of what the sound you hear. If the person says, it actually says lay down, and you listen to it again, you're like, oh, it does say lay down. So that's why EVPs kind of, it's the power of suggestion.
Trespassers. Another bone-chilling recording took place between the rusted frames of the Ferris wheel as two friends conversed, their voices mingling within the stillness. A sudden interruption pierced the air. A shockingly clear, high-pitched voice, perhaps that of a young girl, uttering the
Perhaps that of a young girl.
haunting words, won't talk. Yet the unsettling phenomena does not end there. In the same location, another
I gotta say, I love the aesthetic of the creepy freaking abandoned Ferris wheel. I love it. I love this image right here. Let's just bask in that real quick. That's beautiful. The sunset behind it and the red and blue and gray. Beautiful.
Was captured. What sounded like the wistful plea of a child's voice, whispering either, I want to swing, or I'm on a swing. Above all the other haunting scenery located in the park.
Depending on what you primed yourself to hear. Priming is important for all ghostly experiences.
The abandoned swings stand as an unsettling beacon. An area that seems to have more activity than the rest of the park combined. Several visitors tell terrifying encounters as the rusted chains creak and groan, seemingly propelled by unseen forces.
Again, a similar unseen force to the one that blew the pinwheel, I'm sure.
Sudden chills caress the skin. An overwhelming sense of dread washes over the unweary.
There's them vibes that we discovered too. Vibes. Priming yourself to get those vibes. Vibes are the easiest thing to sell to an audience when you take them on a ghost tour. Yeah. That's what you're selling. That's what those ghost tour people are doing. That's their hustle. Is they're selling vibes to you. They're taking you to some place with a creepy aesthetic and selling you vibes.
As if they've trespassed into a realm where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur. At the heart of these unsettling occurrences lies the persistent sightings of a ghostly young girl. Her form clad in a ruffled pink dress, stained with the crimson hues of tragedy. Some claim to have witnessed her spectral figure swaying upon the swing. Others recount her haunting presence lingering nearby, her gaze piercing through the veil that separates our world. The park's current owner.
And again, this ghost, the little girl was slammed into the side of a truck on a swing, at high speed. So she's probably looking pretty gnarly, pretty freaky.
A man who has stared into the abyss of the unknown tells his own chilling encounters with the girl's spirit. He speaks.
I like carnivals, don't get me wrong. I love going to carnivals. I love funnel cakes, and I love cotton candy. I'm a sucker for junk food. The fairs around here will have the carnivals that come with them. And yeah, I got lemon shake up. when I was a kid, they used to have this thing called Cozy Dog. It was like a giant hot dog. I used to love, like a giant corn dog, I guess I should say. Like a bigger corn dog than you'd ever think about. And it was massive. So carnival food is the smell of carnival food. The smell and the sound of a carnival actually, like speaks to me. Like it draws me. And I haven't been to a carnival in almost a decade, though, since my kids were little. I probably should go. Maybe to like a street carnival or something while I'm down here. We're going to go, BB and Ben were talking about wanting to go to that Odyssey Expo now too. So, that's coming up in March, and that's going to be fun. It's like taxidermy and stuff. It'll be really cool. I kind of wish that, I miss my taxidermy stuff.
Speaks of moments when his body froze, paralyzed by her ethereal gaze, as if she held dominion over him. His words paint a vivid picture of the strange sensations that permeate the swing's vicinity.
That's true,
Seats swaying without wind. Icy blasts of cold air caressing the skin.
You see swings without wind because you don't understand how wind works, and that it works and it comes in channels. And just because you're not feeling wind in this vicinity doesn't mean there's not wind up high at the top of that chain that's causing that to rattle. Maybe the answer, or maybe it's because you first met Mothman at a carnival. Yeah, me and Mothman go way back. Mothman was one of my first crushes, my first monster crushes. My first monster crush was actually Jason Voorhees, but I digress. It's like, I want him to grab me by the neck like that. But I digress. Merry-go-rounds quickly turning and turning till you can't see we're on a carousel, a crazy carousel.
In an inexplicable warmth radiating from the very center, as if the girl's essence lingers here, forever bound to the place where her life was extinguished. In a haunting recollection shared with the Travel Channel,
Ooh,
the owner's
I like that image too, with the Ferris wheel in the water. Beautiful.
words echo with the weight
Beautiful
of one who was born witness to the unexplainable. Sometimes this seat will start to move or sway your hand till you feel cold air blowing through the seat. And then you get to the middle and you feel something warm. And we believe that that's her spirit.
But that's not
certain areas.
That's not this Ferris wheel that we're talking about, though, for sure. Yeah, I want to see Nosferatu. I want to see Wicked first, though. Wicked's been out longer. I haven't seen Wicked yet.
Seem to exert an unsettling pull, drawing in paranormal occurrences like moths to a flame. The Ferris wheel, its rusted frame frozen.
Cotton candy is one of my weaknesses. Ben made me a drink over the holidays that tasted like cotton candy, and holy moly. Is an elephant you're like a beaver tail?
In time, has become a haunting focal point for unexplained sightings. Visitors have reported glimpsing shadowy figures seated within the precarious confines of its cars, particularly the one locked eternally at the 9 o'clock position. Some even claim to have witnessed ghostly apparitions plummeting from the
like
heights
a person,
of the Ferris wheel,
though. There's something there, physically.
only to vanish into the ether.
I mean, that image, there is something behind that. It's not in the car, it's behind it, but something hanging there. But people are hanging all kinds of stuff on these carnival rides, so I'm honestly not surprised by that.
Leaving onlookers questioning the boundaries of reality. Could these spectral forms be the lingering essence of the unfortunate souls purportedly leapt to their demise from the Ferris wheel's lofty perch? Or are they merely tricks of light and shadow?
I don't like carnival. I don't generally like rides, period. I like... I shouldn't say I don't like rides, period. I do like a Ferris wheel, as long as it's not too fast. And I like rapid rides, like Thunder River, where you get in the thing and it takes you around like a track of whitewater rapids. I like those, and log flumes, where it's like the log, you ride in the log and it goes down. But roller coasters I do not do. You will not get me on a roller coaster. I used to be able to do spinny rides, but as I get older, I can't. They'll make me puke. I can't handle them. Why did I lose my signal? Hopefully that was just there. I can't spin a lot. BB spun me in the pool the other night, and that was quite enough. Quite enough spinning for me. But I used to like the tilt-a-whirl and things like that, but I just can't anymore. And a lot of rides now, like when I ride them, because I'm old, they hurt my back and hurt my butt. And they leave me achy for the next few days. That might just be because I'm out of shape too, though. Like, I imagine if I got in better shape, it wouldn't be such a big problem. Oh, I hate the Gravitron. It's the worst. When I went on my first date with my ex-wife, we went to a carnival, and I tried to ride everything with her, and I can't. So I rode the Gravitron and puked all over the place. It was bad. I could not handle it. My stomach does not. I don't have the stomach for it.
Cast by the encroaching vegetation that clings to the decaying metal structure. The uncertainty only adds to the feel of the abandoned amusement park. The park's murky, drained pond also harbors its share of haunting tales. Fishermen casting their lines into the stagnant waters have reported sightings of shadowy figures gliding beneath the surface.
Ooh.
Their forms distorted by the rippling depths.
See, when I was a kid, the tilt-a-whirl was my favorite, Fox. It's I can't ride it anymore, though. Or the scrambler. No Rocco planes. That Rocco plane's a spinning cage Ferris wheel. No, not for Bree. No. I'm trying to think. I do like the big slides. Like the big slides that you go down and they give you the rug or whatever to sit on. I do like those. And I can have a lot of fun in a bounce house. Have a lot more fun in a bounce house if I'm not alone.
Inexplicable waves and disturbances have been known to ripple across the pond's surface, as if something unseen lurks below, stirring the waters.
The octopus is another one I cannot handle. The octopus or spiders, I think it's the same thing. The one that spins and they go up and down. The octopus or spider. No teacups for Bree. Again, teacups are basically like a scrambler, but I can't do those. Not at all. The scramblers I used to be able to do when I was younger, the tilt-a-whirl and stuff, but I can't. I've never been able to do a Gravitron, and Ferris wheels have always terrified me. I don't know if say terrified me. They make it so I can't breathe and I have to throw up. They stress me out. They too much anxiety.
With its presence, some brave souls who have ventured into the pond's embrace have even claimed to feel an unseen
Yeah, so if you're going to take me on a memorable date, a carnival's probably not the best place to take me. A haunted house would be great. That's more my speed.
Force tugging at them, as if an entity from beyond seeks to pull them under and hold them within its watery embrace.
Because it's pulling on their fishing line? There's you're taking it to the extremes, right?
Public concession stands, once bustling hubs of activity, now stand as silent sentinels, their empty shells bearing witness to haunting apparitions. Visitors have reported sightings of what appear to be Native American figures.
Oh yeah, you can't, like Hell House, yeah, you can't stop me in a haunted house. I'm like, there's some of those hell houses though that don't actually have an exit to them. That's what's bullshit. That you have to give up because there's no way out.
Aimlessly wandering those abandoned structures, their presence shrouded in mystery. What draws these spectral forms to this forgotten place? Their motives remain obscured. The history of the unexplained.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. It's not so much a fear, it's an inner ear thing, right? And I get vertigo. I get vertigo after about 60 feet.
Coupled with the undeniably bizarre ambiance that shrouds this place, have transformed.
Oh, you're talking about the Christian hell houses. I love those. You gotta get like graffiti on the wall and stay away from birth control and all that. Love it.
And in Shawnee Lake Amusement Park, into a mecca for those seeking a brush with the supernatural or the macabre. It has become a prime destination for paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, and thrill seekers alike. The park's reputation has captured the attention of numerous television programs.
When I was in high school, my high school band worked in a buffet-based restaurant on the grounds of the state fair. I never consumed fair food or carnival food after that.
Each seeking to uncover the sinister forces that lurk just beneath the surface. Some of these shows claim to have encountered genuine brushes with supernatural entities.
Let's see them.
But are these encounters true?
Yeah, let's
or mere
show me.
entertainment? While these paranormal reality shows undoubtedly seek to amplify the spooky factor, the accounts they present cannot always be so easily dismissed. They offer glimpses into the haunting phenomena that seem to permeate the grounds.
Mark, yeah, I didn't realize you were talking about specifically the Christian ones when it comes to hell houses, because there's the big amusement parks, or the big amusement, not amusement park, the big haunted house in St. Louis is called the Hell House, and it's really cool. It's like multiple stories,
beckoning those with insatiable curiosity for the unknown to venture forth. The abandoned Shawnee Lake Amusement Park now embraces its haunting legacy, inviting the intrepid to unravel the sinister secrets that lurk within its crumbling confines. While the park's grounds remain accessible for fishing and camping, the dilapidated rides and structures themselves are off limits for most of the year because their decaying state poses potential hazards to the unwary. However, from October the 25th to the 31st, the park opens its gates for the Dark Carnival event, offering daring souls the opportunity to embark on haunting tours and experience a chilling haunted house attraction.
I would go. You can actually go camping here too. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I know I talked about priming and being a tour guide on these, because they're giving tours. That's why they set this atmosphere, and that's why they keep it creepy.
Visitors are guided through the park's crumbling
Yeah.
ruins, their footsteps echoing through the desolate concession stands and past the rusted frames, the Ferris wheel, where spectral figures are...
It's mostly just the as far as the carnival rides, it's mostly just the swings and the Ferris wheel. There's like bumper cars and some concession stands and outbuildings and stuff. But as far as big rides, I believe it's just those two.
Still said to linger to the depths of the drained pond. And at the heart of it all, the abandoned swings still stand, their rusted chains creaking and groaning.
In the wind.
For those unwilling to brave the guided tours, the surrounding woods offer camping opportunities through the looming presence of the amusement park's ruins, piercing through the tree line, casting an ominous shadow over the landscape.
Come on, Hive road trip.
If abandoned sites invoke an unsettling chill, then forsaken amusement parks must be the epitome of haunted.
Epitome? Oh, sweetie, it's epitome. Epitome. I used to think it was epitome too, though. That's how epitome's spelled.
Abandoned parks with a legacy of death and tragedy are about as spine-tingling as it gets. Whether or not any authentic spectral entities linger here, an undeniable air of desolation, abandonment, and bleak dread hangs heavy in the air, as if accumulating a debt of fear for every child's smile that once graced its now rusted, time-worn gaze.
Epitome.
Is this sense of foreboding and our tendency to perceive phantoms in such locations merely illusions and tall tales?
It's the epitome of an illusion.
Projections of our morbid curiosity and innate aversion to the discarded, unwanted places of our world.
Right, it's like You ever seen the movie 1408 at the beginning? John Cusack's character is... That's like where I am on haunted stuff right now. It's like... ghosts seem to be a convenient fallback plan when the highway skirts around your little town and your in your bed and breakfast isn't getting quite the visitors that it used to.
Or do some of these sites truly harbor or channel forces beyond our comprehension? Perhaps the answer lies in a daring nighttime stroll through the hollow shell.
Where is this at? Oh, that's what I want to know. I want to know where I can ride a freaking carousel in a foggy fairy forest. Can you make that a thing that happens to breathe?
What was once Shawnee Lake Amusement Park, if you possess the fortitude to confront the unknown. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video. Please don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, share, and comment.
We'll probably revisit this guy, though. I had fun with this one. The Bridgeport haunting. Ooh, Mother of Darkness. There's a goat. There's a freaking goat. Yeah! We gotta do the goat at some point. The goat's the newest video. It's 3 days ago. That's why I might have covered that one if it wasn't. If I hadn't already decided on the amusement parks. But yeah, there's stuff for getting weird with it too, like demonology and stuff, which we're gonna get into in just a minute, or angelology. But anyway, that was the untold story talking about this. Now these people actually went out here, and we're gonna check this out real quick. Obviously not the whole thing, but just to look at the site, because this person actually shows us pictures of the real location instead of showing it. I'm turning a note down because that music seems like it might be copyrighted. This person actually shows us pictures of the real amusement park, so you can kind of see what it looks like. And there's still going to be so many critters in those in all that foliage that there's not surprising that they're seeing chains and stuff moving and hearing creaks and groans. All right.
We're kind of like in the middle of redneck land, aren't we? Yeah. We're trying to get to the amusement park. Like we're driving into some random property.
It is.
I saw a post. Interesting area.
I'm getting seasick.
I know, it's actually very bumpy.
You're in the mountains, brah.
Oh, we took a few pictures. We paid for the tour, and now we're, I think, just following everyone to the actual thing.
This is
There's
the ghost
actual
tour.
Lake. I hear buzzing and bugs.
And they're gonna make a big deal about that lake in a minute, but here's the Ferris wheel. It's like a ticket booth. There's the swings. All the little trinkets and stuff people leave for them. Abandoned vehicles. There's a few abandoned vehicles on the property, so. Paddle boats. And they make a really big deal about a muskrat in a minute.
That's interesting.
So before I show you guys what I caught on camera, I thought I should tell you guys a little bit more about Lake Shawnee. This amusement park first opened in 1926 and closed in 1960. Pretty haunted. Not just pretty haunted, I mean the world's most haunted amusement park. And this is one of the few
That
times
sounds
I
like
actually
something
caught
to sell.
A little weird on camera.
Yep.
Roll it. No, that's not a fish.
That can't be a fish.
Something swimming.
It's
I don't know.
That's strange.
as fast as it's moving, I think it's a muskrat.
No.
That can't be a fish.
But it may be. It could be a fish. Or a turtle. But I think it's a muskrat.
I've never seen a snake on this property. It'll be the first time I see a snake.
Well, that snake is going to be drowning.
You never seen a snake on this property? Yeah, but you're in West Virginia. I mean, it's not like there's not snakes.
There are some snakes that live in water.
I love Dolly. I like Dollywood, too. There's more to do than ride rides at Dollywood, though. I could have a hell of a time at Dollywood.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to blame it on the ghost kids. I don't know, guys. I don't see what it is.
Now, I don't know much about animals and water creatures, but this is a little confusing. But this dumbfounded like everyone.
Insane.
That might be a little more difficult.
That's impossible. That's what you're telling me.
This
So
is
it's
the tour, guys.
1966. The mother drops her son off that morning. She returns in time for the lifeguard to blow the 5 o'clock whistle. Her son's nowhere to be found. She thinks that he walked on him. She goes to the house.
Well, this is a close-up. Lots of foliage covering it.
Yeah, here's one of our favorite numbers.
8. Yeah, we'll walk away, and then no, it didn't. I don't really talk to ghosts much.
I'm wearing beads like that today.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how creepy is this to you?
Maybe a 1.
1.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's a 10.
Because you're primed and he's not. He's not primed for it. Yeah, I love the way people speak. Foliage. But, no, because Dolly is the goat. Her legacy will stand. Dolly is the goat. Who's talking bad about Dolly? Anyway, yeah, so they explore.
After that night. I think I've been on one of these once.
Yeah, I think you were.
But only once.
Well, no one's been on one of those in like 60 years because they don't make them like that anymore with the wooden benches and the strap across your. It's they're much more advanced and safer now.
Creepy van. Okay, it may just be me, but I swear I just heard a little scream. It might just be a kid or something. No, I mean like.
I'm hearing highway
like
traffic.
Back there, like if there's another. Would this be considered a lavender field? What is this? Looks like springtime flowers.
I can't tell because you're not focusing.
Oh yeah, that's
enough.
why your allergies are acting up. All these flowers.
I would have ID'd that for you, but you were wiggly, too wiggly for me to ID those plans.
Another memorial.
Yes, the Island of the Dolls is creepy too. We should do the Island of the Dolls sometime. We did actually no, we did do Island of the Dolls. Hold on, I'll drop a link to it. It was in the old doll episode, so from March 18th. We did some doll shop. Did we? Maybe we didn't go to the Isle of the Dolls. We looked at Robert the doll, and we shot for some dolls. That was way back. I was like, I don't know if I was early in my transition or what, but yeah.
Oh.
I'm not dropping the
So
link
right
to that,
around
though.
here was that weird thing that swam by and baffled everyone. What would your explanation for that is?
Way back.
That didn't seem right. what kind of animal or water thing would swim like that?
Not many. This was a very big bug.
That would be like some kind of prehistoric.
It's more than likely some kind of aquatic animal, not a. Oh, I mean, it could be like a bug or bugs skating across the surface. Sure, that happens. It didn't look like that to me, like something moving underneath the water, but it's hard to say.
Bug. Something just turned a game on your phone. I don't think my camera. I'm not sure if it picked it up, but it was like some kind of spooky music on a game or something that turned on. Creepy.
Yeah.
Homie really wants there to be something going on here, but I don't think there's anything going on here. So that's Lake Shawnee. I don't know if you can see the Ferris wheel and stuff from up here or not. So I don't know what direction to look to see them. This is as close down as we can get, though. But the Ferris wheel's not huge. I don't like they're talking about, oh, someone plummeted from the deadly heights of the Ferris wheel. That Ferris wheel didn't really, I mean, just in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that big. It looks like it's maybe 30 feet tall. Which, I mean, yeah, you can definitely get hurt falling from that, and it can kill you if you land wrong, but it's like most people would survive that fall. I mean...
Well, this is a
We should go there, though. You want to go there, Hive? Let's get together and go to Shawnee Lake Amusement Park. Or Lake Shawnee, sorry, I said it backwards. Lake Shawnee Amusement Park, and see if we can run into any ghost or apparitions. See if we can hear any laughing children or see any chains swinging against the wind and all that stuff. Let's do it. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe that this amusement park is haunted? Do you know of any other haunted amusement parks that we should have looked at instead of this one? Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Please remember to be kind, take care, and we will see you next time.